Hello, welcome back to Bucks County Beer Reviews. Happy Independence Day. I was at the beer store, B&B Beverages, earlier today, and I was hoping to find a beer that was kind of themed around 4th of July, Independence Day. I couldn't find one, so I decided to do an old American legacy brand, from way back, and one that's still made, and it's available to me at B&B Beverages, and that beer is Hamm's, from the land of sky blue waters. A 6-pack of these pint cans goes for $4.99, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Hamm's was first brewed in Minnesota in 1865. On Untapped, it gets a 2.74 with 69,600 ratings. It's under the umbrella of Molson Coors. It's brewed in, let's see if it says on the can, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But according to what I looked up, it's also brewed in North Carolina, Texas, California, Milwaukee, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, and Trenton, Ontario. It was started by a German immigrant named Theodore Hamms in 1865 in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it eventually grew to be the 5th largest brewery in the United States. And Theodore Hamm, before it was Hamm's, before he took it over, it was called the Excelsior Brewery, and it was owned by somebody named A.F. Keller, who died in California during the gold rush. But he was good friends with Theodore Hamm, and Theodore Hamm wound up inheriting the brewery, and he changed it to Hamm's, and that's how it got started. And over the years, it was part of Olympia Brewing, Pabst Brewing, Stroh's Brewing, and finally to Miller, and then Miller with Molson Coors. All right, that's all I have on that one. I got a big frosted mug. These macros to me are always best very cold. A little bit of sweet maltiness coming out of the can. And I actually brought down 2 cans that were also in the freezer for a while. Oh, look at that, all head. How do you like that? Some people don't like to pour a big head. I like it. I think it's part of the beer experience. You can see the light coming through. It's your typical macro lager. I think it's a pretty good one. I've had it a few times. It does have a nice flavor in the head. Some of the macro lagers, the head doesn't taste like much of anything. This one definitely has a distinct maltiness, a little bit of sweetness. It's actually a very pretty beer, very bright. Like I said, I brought down 2 cans. I'm recording this July 3rd after work. No work tomorrow. It's 4th of July, Independence Day. Cheers, everybody. Very good. Being ice cold, that helps. Drink it ice cold, it's delicious. It does have a hint of bitterness. The sweetness is about what you would expect with a macro lager, kind of middle of the road. I like it a lot. Did you notice the cans I put in the beginning? Bunch of different Hamm's cans, and then some more patriotic ones. This was the most interesting Hamm's can. I remember these when I was a kid collecting beer cans. It's shaped like a little keg, and we called it the Hamm's keg can. This was back in the 70s. And it actually says Olympia on it. I said Olympia was one of the owners. It says Olympia Brewing Company right across the bottom there. Isn't that interesting? Draft brewed from choicest barley malt, grain, and hops. Genuine draft beer. I always liked that can. Oh, excuse me. This beer, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this beer. It's delicious. Is it a lot better than any of the others? Well, not really. It has a bit more flavor than beers like Budweiser. It has a little more bitterness than Miller High Life. I would give this a 93. Low A. But if I looked at all the different styles of beer I've drank in my life, I'll bet you close to 90% of them are macro lagers. Because in my younger days, that's all it was. It wasn't until I'm 56 now. I guess I was probably in my early 40s when I started expanding into more exotic beers, dark beers, IPAs, that kind of thing. Up until then, it was macro lagers. So I recommend this if you can find it. It's a good bargain. It's a good value. $4.99 for a 6-pack of these pint cans. To me, that's a good deal. And the beer tastes good. It's very refreshing. That's going to do it. Happy Independence Day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.